We're only doing 5 billion. But you know, you're looking at that as from the perspective of the MFI numbers. If you actually stop talking about the 26%, but the 100%, the lost development potential is an unbelievably huge number. And my question of you guys is, what are you doing to get that into, I mean, what's the benefit to the 30,000 villages that you're dealing with? I mean, it has to be huge, but it's not on the record.
It's actually, we have a lot of impact studies that assess what microfinance can do for people. The change of lifestyle of the people, the amount that they can expense in home, in education, what happened, and if you compare one who did borrow and another who borrow, what happened in 5 years, increasing capacity and so. By the way, most of the people who operates, they have another financing tools. Could be the wholesaler, could be money lender, could be whatever. But microfinance came in to solve this, and actually they contributed a lot to those people. When I've been talking about our graduation process, we had a case that started in this charity program with £100 donation, seed capital. £100 at this time was almost $13. She started trading in vegetables. When she had the second grant, she added some fruit. After 5 years, she have a shop, and she is dealing right now with individual lending. She had a loan of £3,000. She is selling vegetables, fruits, and clothes. And her three children are already in education. Her lifestyle totally changed. You see a lot of cases like this, and this is what microfinance did, I think, during the past 3 decades to the world.
Yeah, I can't really add anything to that, but I personally think in the time that I've been involved in microfinance, that's probably one of our Achilles heels as an industry, is not talking enough about the impact that the industry makes. We have these individual success stories that all the institutions track, and if it's a USAID funded project, we've all written those success stories for USAID with the glossy photo and the nice story, but it's the impact, it's one sand grain compared to really what it's doing. And I think I have to credit John Hatch, who's really done a lot of work recently on sort of that aspect of microfinance impact assessment, not on a sort of a case-by-case basis, but on an institution, sort of on an industry-wide basis. We have places like India, SKS, and some of these big BRI and some of these huge companies that are truly making a difference, going way beyond what Motez was talking about, and talking about really major stuff like development of a civil society and getting people to be active in their communities and participate in civic duties and run for office and things like this. This is huge, and we're talking about the impact that's making, that the mother now has a better house and she's sending her children to school and so on, which is, I'm not saying anything about that because I think that is success, but it's much beyond that. And I think we've got to do better as an industry to really toot our own horn so that people are aware of the dramatic success that we're having.
And fully embrace, the view that it's a tragedy at the lost opportunity to create wealth for the world, and it's an opportunity that's being driven by billions of micro entrepreneurs throughout the world. And I'm seeing Adam Smith folks here, so I'm thinking wealth of nations. I mean, the wealth of nations today will be created not by investment bank sitting in New York, but it'll be created by 1 billion entrepreneurs, throughout the world. And the more we can articulate that, and yes, there are impact studies, and the USAID AIMS studies, for example, is great data, but somehow, again, going back to the communication, we've got to put this in a different way. I'm reminded of a conversation I had with Bill Gates where he said, what are people possibly doing where they can pay a 26% loan and make money? And I proceeded to tell him about goat economics. You buy a goat and it has this many kids, and I watched him take notes. I was like, okay, this is the way we make this argument: goat economics, cow economics, because this is, I think, where the most vibrant parts of the economy will be seen in the next decade or so.